Okay, enter full screen.
Dave.
Dave is traveling, but he's going to do Zoom. They're vacationing somewhere down at the Cape, I think.
Who just must have come on campus.
Mr. Liscars.
Oh, sorry.
Hello, hello, hello.
How are you?
We are doing great.
Good, good. Excelente.
All right, make sure. Can you see Mr. Booten over there?
That's it. Hey, Mr. Booten.
Wasn't expected to leave the house until tonight, but the campaign says at the last minute he decided to do another walkthrough.
What is on there?
Hello, hello. Hey, Ross.
What's going on, man?
Looking good, looking good.
Okay,
Hey,
so
guys.
Alden's also going to Zoom. So I think it's just the two of us then.
No, we got quorum right now.
Because Alden,
No, we don't.
who's the other one? Matt's on Zoom. And
James.
Ross. So they're on Zoom. So we can swing this right in here.
Nice backyard you got there, sir.
Beautiful backyard. Beautiful pool.
Thank you. Thank you. It's not the same without Oliver back here, though.
Listen, I'm coming. Don't worry. I'm coming back.
All right. Admit. Okay.
Hi,
Hello,
Carrie.
Carrie.
Hi there.
And how many we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we got quorum. Okay. Can you keep, well, let's see if we can bring up the meeting room. I guess maybe this is the meeting room. I'm going to put it right down here. And if we see somebody else come, we'll just do an admit on them, okay? Just so we keep track of it. Okay, I think we're ready. All right, we'll call this meeting to order. This is a special meeting just for the purpose of discussing a potential October fundraiser. I'll do Pledge of Allegiance. We have a flag on Claremont's arm tonight. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America.
and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I think that's the poorest looking flag we've had to date.
Hail to Claremont's arm.
Yeah. All right. So roll call. Why don't you do that, Claremont, please?
All right, Alden, Brenda Belanger, Gary Morrell, present.
Gary's
Then,
Dave Scarpetti, Oliver Mack,
Here.
Henry Roy, Ron Liscars,
Yeah.
Matt Barrett's here. Greg
Here.
Lewis,
Oh, Greg.
Nick Brunette.
No, so Nick and Brenda also are not on the board. Just so you know, they're part of the Manchester rowing.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Robert Duham,
On it.
Ross Santulis,
Present.
and Tony Lacasse,
Yeah, he's just
and myself.
he's a member of the subcommittee for grant writing. Okay. Public input. We're not going to have public input for sure. All right. So last meeting, for everybody that was here, we were pretty excited about doing a fundraiser on the river. The fundraiser we talked about was doing a race on the river. Two things. One was we said instead of doing a duck race, we would do a shark race. And then we were also thinking of coordinating with the Manchester Rowing and doing a kayak race, and then potentially a nighttime lighted boat parade. So that's a lot to chew off. We were very excited, so I figured come back from vacation, let's see what mood the board is in still. And if we want to decide to go forward or if we want to wait till next year. I figured we got to get together though and make a decision. So I just looked to see a date in October. That was the middle of the month. That's the 17th is a Saturday. So I'll make the motion to propose a date of October 17th, which is a Saturday, 11 a.m. time for a shark race, and then potential kayak race, which wouldn't be handled by us, but still would be in conjunction with that. So that's the motion on the tables. Here, right here, Alden. Alden's here. Should we move that back?
Move the chairs back.
Oh yeah, we'll move the chairs back a little. Yeah, come right in here, buddy. Come on now, you can do it. Come on over here. You want them to see your face.
I don't know about that. I'm okay.
Come on. All right, that's his hand.
Yeah, we don't need to see Alden.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want them.
All right, so that's the motion that's on the table. If I could get a second.
Second.
Okay, Ross, you get it?
So Ross seconded for discussion. So, I mean, I'll make the motion, so I'll throw my opinion out there. When we left, we were all so excited about sharks, and it seemed like, wow, this is going to be a no-brainer. Find some sharks on the internet, find out how much they cost. We'll have a meeting, we'll vote on it. Bing, bang, boom, we'd have sharks for the race. Well, if you ever do a shark, rubber shark search on Google, you will find out that they don't exist.
First in the state, first in the country then.
No, so what I found out is, did a little research, and I found somebody had a shark race back in October of 2009. And the more I researched, it was all tied to an aquarium in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. So I got a hold of the people in charge down there. Long story short, negotiated them donating 6,000 sharks to our nonprofit. The only thing we would have to do is pay for the shipping. They're in 24 boxes, 250 sharks per box. These are brand new sharks, never been used. So I asked them, oh, will you do me a favor? Will you run in, and there are 2 sharks right on the table, right on the breakfast bar when you walk in. So I wanted to show the board what these sharks actually look like so you could see them. What they really are, I don't know if your kids ever had these toys. They're in the, you put them in the bathtub and they're squirters. So you squeeze them, they suck up water, and then you squirt. That's what these sharks are. So for all you parents out there that have little kids, you might know what I'm talking about.
Will they float? Sure.
They float. All right, Claremont's bringing them over. Why don't you put them right close to the camera?
Where's the camera? Right there.
Cool. Put them, the bigger they look.
Right.
Are they numbered?
No, we'd have to
they're not
number them
numbered.
ourselves.
We have to number them.
There's the pair.
Oh, just a water marker.
Yeah.
Look at that, they do exist.
They actually do exist, yeah. So it's a long story. Sometime we'll all get together over beers and I'll tell you the whole story, which was very interesting. But the reason I bring it up right now is I think it's an opportunity. If this is the mode we want to get into, is do the shark race. Even if we didn't do it this year, I think it's a grand opportunity because when you start looking at these things, they get costly, you know, when you're ordering in the thousands.
And we'll never need 6,000, but if you know we want to do this for multiple years, let's say, you'd have to replenish all those that you lose. So it's good to have some in stock, and
Sure.
we can always probably sell them off if we had to.
How
Right.
big are the boxes, you think?
They're 12-pound boxes. I did did I write it on here? Yeah, so that's a little bit later on. We'll talk about the sharks as far as costs and everything, because what the first decision we have to make is, do we want to do a fundraiser in October? Do we have enough time? Because there's a lot of moving pieces. I think it's doable. It is definitely going to take us some work, though, to make it happen.
I think the timeline is really tight.
Okay?
I mean, nobody knows sort of what a shark race is. That means that, I mean, we don't know what it is. So nobody else knows what it is. And I think it's really going to be hard to pull it off in October.
Yep.
With any kind of,
Makes sense.
without making it, I don't know. I just think it's going to be difficult to pull off in October. It gives you about 30 days. I mean, you know, 30, 45 days maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
It'll be like 8 weeks from today, right? Essentially, October 19th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 months.
Yeah.
I think Matt brings up a good point, but is there somebody here that's willing to take it on and kind of champion it and say, hey, listen, I'm going to drive the bus here? Because that would also factor in too.
Well, it's going to be a team effort. I mean, you know me, I like to drive the bus, but I think we have multiple buses to drive this time because there's work that has to be done with the town. You know, we have to find out what kind of permits we need. Since it's on a river, I don't know if there's state permits that are going to be required. We'll definitely have to get in front of the town council.
And we get advertised.
There's advertising, there's signs that we have to have made. They have to be installed so everybody can see them. There's, of course, the mechanics of numbering the racing sharks. Getting a website put together there, they can order their sharks and pay online. Because of COVID-19, there's going to be a lot of people that wouldn't show up but would like to participate. So I think if we do it all online, that's the most efficient way to get it done. So that's just a few of the moving pieces. So to Matt's point, we have a limited amount of time.
And do we have enough interest in the community center to pull it off? You know what I mean? I mean, is it going to be, how are we going to market this thing?
Yep.
You know, we're very early in the process. We don't even have sort of, I just think it's too early. I really do.
Yeah, well, part of what we talked about last meeting is part of the organization of this thing is where people would be gathering is we would actually have some stuff about the community center, like showing what our first rendition was, you know, the rendering, and being able to talk about it. Having Kiwanis present there if they would like to talk about Kiwanis. I mean, we've got to start a community outreach somewhere, and we were just talking.
Yeah, I agree, but we don't have a land deal. We don't have any kind of deal. We don't have any of that lined up.
Yep.
I just think, I don't know. I just think it's too early.
Yep.
I think we could pull off a different sort of fundraiser if you wanted to, but something that, you know, sort of envelops the town and gets people excited about the community center when there's so many open questions.
Yep.
The reason we were doing it at the beginning was to get $600 for our insurance.
Right.
That sounds.
Yep. That's how this originally started, because we talked about Matt provided us a quote for insurance, and we know we don't want to drain all of our funds, so we knew we had to start raising money at some time if we're going to ever do insurance. The need for insurance, though, we could probably hold off. You know,
Right.
to that point, we don't have anything really worth suing right now. We haven't created any controversy, except for Dave Scarpetti, but we won't talk about that.
I mean, I'm just thinking if we have a shark race and we get people all excited about a community center down there and then the land deal doesn't work.
Right.
Good point.
You know, you're going to get a lot of pissed off people.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Anybody else want to weigh in?
No, Matt's right.
I'll just keep it brief. I mean, I think the fact that we raise funds is like an added bonus. That's the silver lining. But I think of like email marketing and when you're trying to get customers, right? We're trying to get potential people that want to buy into our goal, starting a community center. We have to show them value up front. So I think, I guess, if you ask yourself, what's the goal of the shark race? In my opinion, one of the main goals should be just to get the community together. So if we focus on that, whether it's a shark race or something else, we're naturally going to start to funnel people towards our goal. You know, get them on an email list, get them excited about the future. If we're not ready to share, if 8 weeks is too soon, or if we're not ready to share what that building looks like because we don't know yet, that's okay. But at least we're providing value up front that the town's going to notice, and they can't deny that, hey, we're here to stay. We're here to make a difference in our community. So that's the best goal we can have.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree, and I echo that because I think what we need to do is spend some time in the immediate future really building value and showing the town and the residents what it is that we're hoping to accomplish, right? We really need to kind of bring alignment to the goals of the community center and what we've seen in the community needs assessments, what we've received for feedback from the library, the town, et cetera. Like, what are we going to use this space for? Because I don't think we've built enough value to warrant a fundraiser for something yet. Like a formal fundraiser. I love the idea of the shark race. I don't know, I'm not as from, I think I understand the basic concepts. I'm not intimately familiar with like how these are usually run. Immediate concerns of mine, just if we were going to do it, would be the environmental impacts. If we're not catching all the sharks, it's a pretty big river if we're sending them down the river. So I want to make sure that, you know, like we're going to take those things into account, but also, I think like timing, I think this would be actually really fun to time this maybe for the following year for Shark Week. That would obviously give us enough time, I think, to create the buzz that we're looking for to gain that support. And maybe, you know, more information about the land deal too.
Yeah. When is Shark Week? I'm not into it.
I think it was like 2 weeks ago, a week or two ago.
Oh, okay. Yep. Better time-wise too.
But we don't want another disc situation with the Sharks.
And
We need the insurance for that one.
Yeah.
it could be. Oh, go ahead.
They'll be finding them on Cape Cod. They'll be all over the place. I mean,
So what we can do is when they do it at Goffstown, they dump them off the bridge, and it's probably 100 yards from the dam. What they do is they put up this netting.
Okay.
No kayaks, no canoes. The problem we would have in the Merrimack River is there are lots of boats, lots of kayaks and canoes. We'd have to structure it so where we put up netting and just have the sharks go maybe 300 feet. You know, I mean, we could set limits and then keep people on the other side of the net to keep the sharks from going too far.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of conversation that has to be had with the town council and all these other things. And I just think that the time frame, if we're going to pull it off, we got to pull it off right.
Yeah.
You don't want to pull off a half-ass fundraiser because then we're going to look terrible.
Right.
You know,
but I think we need more time to demonstrate value of the center.
I'm not against the shark race.
Yeah.
I just think we don't have enough time to pull it off correctly.
I'm willing to go to the town of Goffstown and talk to the people who put on their duck race and get with them to see how they do it. Why don't I'd like to go down, get some information from them.
I mean, I wouldn't mind going to the town council or talking to somebody there. I'm there all the time, you know, make some inquiries about sort of how we're going to do this thing and what we're up against. I mean, they may say no.
So I think the motion on the floor is setting a date. I think we've had quite a bit of discussion. I think the consensus I'm feeling, and I agree with, is this is going to be, I think, a good thing for next year. By then we ought to have more, hopefully have some land.
Right.
To Matt's point, until we get some land, the community center really doesn't exist. You know, we can have all the great ideas in the world, but somebody had talked to us before, until you actually have land, you have just a concept, you know. So anyway, I'll call the motion unless anybody else has something they want to say. Okay. I'll call the motion to a vote. All in favor of October 17th at 11 a.m. for a shark race in October, say aye. All those opposed, say no. No.
No.
No.
The noes have it. All right, so that makes our job easy tonight. We can go right into beer drinking. I'm sorry.
Coffee here.
So we don't have to talk about number 6, proposal of adding food trucks, Kiwanis. All right, so let's talk about number 8 though, since we do have the sharks. We have an offer from a nonprofit to donate them to us. We would have to pay for the shipping. And
wants to take a field trip to Gatlinburg.
Yeah, go to Gatlinburg.
That's something you could do.
I'd love to do that.
So
You got some extra time on your hands. You can take a trip to Gatlinburg and pick up the shark.
Well, wait a second now.
Just a weekend trip.
I might have a way we can do that.
There you go.
My boss owns a house in Florida, and every other week he drives down to go work on the house. If he comes back, he'll go through Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
I can get him to pick him up.
Yeah, no, it's a good idea.
I'll run it by him, see what he says.
Does he really go through Gatlinburg though?
I mean, you got how many boxes?
24 boxes.
24 boxes.
Yeah, that's a lot of boxes for sharks.
Drives down and pick up. 24 boxes. How big are the boxes?
Say?
Oh,
18 by
17
7 by 7.
Oh,
They're not huge.
I think. Let me ask him. We'll say. Even if we pay for gas.
Say that again.
18 by 17 by 7.
All right, so let's yeah, they are. They're not huge sharks. There's 250 of those in a box.
And there's 24 boxes.
24 boxes. Yep.
18 inch. That's a small.
I mean, here's the reality too, though. The last time they were used was 11 years ago.
No, these are new ones, right?
These are brand new.
But were they purchased for that race that was 11 years ago?
That was so what they did for that fundraiser is they actually sold them some new ones. So they sold them. I think the other charity told me they paid $1.25 each for each shark.
Oh, but they've been sitting for numerous years, correct?
They've been in their storage facility.
For 11 years?
In their warehouse. Yeah, I don't know how many. I'd have to assume 11 years.
I mean, the other option is, obviously we haven't, sorry, go ahead.
We have them right here.
Right. What I'm saying is the rest of them, what are the chances that someone else, poaches them from us between now and when we decide to move forward?
Well, we don't know that the offer is going to be on the table.
Okay.
The offer's on the table right now.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee that the offer would be on the table in the future.
So we want to tie them up now.
Now, where did they get the sharks?
They ordered them, made them. I don't know.
I mean, I suppose you could figure out where they got them and try to buy them. I don't know.
Yeah, it depends. Now, if Claremont can organize somebody to pick them up,
Right.
we're talking about free sharks.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Let me look into that. I mean, I think we just offer to pay him for his gas or something, or
Yeah.
maybe I go to Florida this next week and work with him. Come back.
I mean, also we could plead our charity case to a freighter. I mean, back in the day in 2008, I was able to get 1,100 pounds shipped from Washington, D.C. to Kabul, Afghanistan, just by playing nice on the phone and asking for people to help with a donation. So I feel like with the internet and with people that are driving through to and from, I bet there's a way we could get it for free and make for a pretty good story.
Sure. All right, so the motion on the table is just to accept the donation of the sharks. All right? So does anybody else have anything they want to add for discussion?
Contingent upon being able to. John, my only question is, how much is it going to cost to store those sharks?
Well, David Scarpetti is working on getting a donation of storage.
Okay. Okay.
You can
So
always put them in you can always put them in the Kiwanis storage closet at my office.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Nice. Yeah. Good.
24 unopened cases. Well, the boxes are 18 by 17 by 7 inch.
I don't think that'll be a problem.
Beautiful.
Okay. So do you want to does anybody want to make an amendment? I think that's what I'm hearing you say.
Well, just that obviously it's contingent upon being able to get free shipping or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
well, maybe let's not say free, because let's say we want to
Yeah.
pay him for gas or something.
Yeah.
How about, I want to say under $200?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sweating it too bad. Whatever.
Yeah. All right, so I think the amendment to the motion I'm hearing from Alden is we accept the donation of the Sharks contingent upon a cost-effective solution of shipping them up here. And we'll cap that at $200. Okay? So let's go ahead and vote on the amendment first. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Okay, so the ayes have it. So we're contingent upon basically what I said, reasonable shipping under $200.
Yep.
Now the main motion to accept the donation of 6,000 sharks. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. So the rest, I don't think we have to talk about. We have Matt's offered a backup storage solution over at the at his office, but we're still going to allow Dave to see if he can get that storage secured as a donation. And everything else.
You think we could get one?
Everything else had to do with if we were going to go forward. So it's a nice short meeting. We tested our Zoom capabilities. I call it a success. What do you say?
Absolutely. Good. A second.
All right, we had a vote here, and everybody says it's success. So you got a Zoom vote there.
You guys think it's a success?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add, or you want to talk about at our next meeting?
I just want to add a quick note. Thank you, John, for making the arrangements for the Sharks and whatnot. I think that's pretty awesome. That was pretty quick too.
I think there was some divine intervention there. For myself, things happened too much to say it was a coincidence. Let's just put it that way.
That's cool.
And like I said, I'll tell you the long story sometime. We have time to chat.
Well, see, now if you work on getting them up here, it should work out well.
Well, that's where you came in, but I see you failed me.
Hey, what can I say,
Let's drive the minivan down and get them.
Yeah, well,
All right. Well, thank you all for attending. Appreciate it.
All right. Nice to
Thanks,
see you
guys.
Meeting's adjourned.
That's
All right, guys.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Safe.
There you go.
Hey, so John, I actually tried to zoom in.
Did you?
Yeah.